Hey there, Skol Nation. I've got breaking news to kick things off with a bang. The Vikings have made a bold roster move that has me hyped already. Guard Michael Gonzalez is now part of our trenches, and that means depth just got a serious upgrade. Here's the setup. Michael Gonzalez, a UDFA from Louisville, joins us via waivers from Atlanta. Meanwhile, veteran tackle Matt Nelson is heading to injured reserve after suffering a season-ending injury. Stick around, because this shift in the offensive line could ripple through our entire preseason strategy. And hey, don't forget, drop your thoughts in the comments right away. What do you make of Gonzalez stepping in? So let's break it down. First off, Michael Gonzalez. This guy is no fluke. 51 college games under his belt, 32 starts, including a dominant stretch in 2023-24 at Louisville. He even snagged an All-ACC honorable mention in 2024. Vikings.com. DaleNursimon.com. He's versatile too, experimented at guard, center, and even tackle in college. Atlanta had plans to shift him to center before waiving him, and now the Vikes get to tap into that flexibility. DaleNursimon.com. Purple PTSD. Imagine the possibilities. He could fill multiple gaps depending on how the next practice and preseason unfold. What positions do you think Gonzalez should battle for? Tell me in the chat. Now let's talk about the impact of Nelson's injury. Matt Nelson signed with Minnesota on July 31st and didn't even reach week 1. Ripped a biceps during night practice on August 4th. That's a brutal blow for depth. Vikings.com. NBC Sports. He brought NFL experience, 43 games, 14 starts with Detroit. Losing a vet like him stings, but that's the brutal reality of training camp. Wikipedia. NBC Sports. The silver lining? This move forced the front office to be proactive. That's how Gonzalez got his shot. If you were in that locker room, how would you fire up the guys after hearing the news? Here's a stat for you, Vikings fans. Gonzalez allowed 0 sacks and just 17 pressures across 457 pass block snaps in 2024. Those numbers scream reliability. Vikings territory. His technique, size, and pad level give him a veteran presence, despite being rook. He's got the tools to grind reps in both run and pass protection. Vikings territory. Now the key is, can he translate that into NFL speed and strength? I'm dying to see how he holds up in the preseason snaps. What's your gut reaction? Will he shine or struggle? Now, about that flexibility, Gonzalez played all across the interior line in college. Guard, center, even tackle on both sides. That kind of versatility is gold for a team managing roster constraints. Purple PTSD. DaleNursimon.com. With Zeke Correll already sidelined by a broken ankle, the interior line looks thin. Gonzalez could be the plug they need, or at least a solid competitor for those backup slots. DaleNursimon.com. Vikings territory. Let me know below. Do you want to see him lining up at guard, center, or get creative? Your voice matters, Vikings Nation. Let's dig deeper into the IR move. Placing Nelson on injured reserve effectively ends his season. That commitment opens up a roster spot right away. Minnesota sports fan. DaleNursimon.com. The Vikings had to act fast, and that's exactly what they did. A bold waiver claim in the middle of camp. I love that urgency. DaleNursimon.com. Vikings territory. This shows front office confidence and readiness to adjust. What kind of message does that send to other players battling for roster spots? Drop your hot takes. Speaking of the battle for snaps, the 53-man roster is coming. Gonzalez is behind players like Donovan Jackson, Ryan Kelly, Will Fries, Michael Juergens, Blake Brandel, Joe Huber, and more. Vikings territory. He's a long shot, sure, but preseason is where stories are written. If he makes even the practice squad, that's a win for him, but fingers crossed he surprises us and fights his way onto the 53-man roster. Vikings territory. What's your forecast? Will Gonzalez stick around like a surprise? Or is he destined for practice squad duty? Debate time below. Here's what people are saying. Purple PTSD called this a rare waiver claim. Something teams don't pull off often. It's a savvy move. Purple PTSD. They even highlighted that Nelson's torn biceps ended his season and that Gonzalez can play across the line. A perfect replacement candidate. Purple PTSD. I love those community breakdowns. They help us understand how rare and smart this move is. What's your take on how rare this kind of claim is? Share your insight. Now, on the practice field, how will Gonzalez perform? He was waived before playing a preseason snap for Atlanta. So this is uncharted territory. Vikings.com. NBC Sports. It's going to be a baptism by fire, preseason reps, camp intensity, all eyes on him. This is where he earns his stripes. If you were Coach O'Connell, what would you ask him to prove first? Technique? Football IQ? Tenacity? Sound off below. Let's flash back. During his college career at Louisville, he allowed only 4 sacks in over 2,900 snaps, including none in his final 2 years. That's elite consistency. Purple PTSD. He's also got strong grades. In 2023, his pass blocking grade was 77.9. In 2024, 72.6, as per PFF metrics. Solid performance. Minnesota sports fan. That kind of polished play is rare in UDFA linemen. Makes me super intrigued. Do you think those stats translate to NFL success? Let's hear your analysis. Here's the big narrative. Depth is everything in football. One injury sets off ripples. Nelson's IR opens the door. Carell's ankle fracture leaves a hole. Gonzalez walks in with a chance. DalenerSimon.com. Vikings territory. It's a reminder of how fragile roster health can be. A single move or injury can rewrite camp storylines overnight. As fans, we get to be part of the journey in real time, from surprise waiver pickups to roster bounces. How do you feel watching it unfold live? Let's talk about the emotional side. This is Michael Gonzalez's moment. He's got to show he's more than a name on paper. His college career shows promise, but this is the big stage. For Nelson, it's gut-wrenching, signed, then injured in days. Best wishes to him on the comeback trail. This league can be cruel. Drop some love in the comments. For Gonzalez fighting for a spot, and for Nelson battling back to health. Show that Vikings Nation unity. Now, time for your voice. What's your prediction going forward? Is Gonzalez going to grab a practice squad slot? Make the 53? Or be a camp standout who doesn't make it? Let me know your thought process. And be bold. I'm reading every comment. Together we'll keep this conversation rocking. Vikings fans are the smartest, fiercest, and most loyal around. Before we wrap, here's a tease. Next episode, we'll break down how the interior OL depth shifts affect Week 1 plans, who slides where, and if free agency or internal shuffling is next. You won't want to miss that. Insider breakdowns, roster simulations, and maybe some surprise rumors. So stay tuned, Vikings fans, the story is only heating up. Call to action. All right, my fierce Viking faithful. If you're feeling the energy and love this update, hit that like button to show your Skol spirit. Drop a comment with your boldest prediction. Gonzalez makes the team, or he's a practice squad hero. I want to see it all. And hey, if you're not already in the tribe, subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss a beat. Share with your Vikings fam. Let's grow the Skol community together. Skol.